What's good, ladies and gents? Welcome back to MKO Boxing, aka MKO Pugilism, where we talk all things boxing. Remember to like and subscribe on YouTube, follow on TikTok, all the good stuff. So, yeah, let's get into it. We're going to talk now about the rematch between Oleksander Usyk and Tyson Fury. Just to refresh myself, I went and watched the first fight just to sort of refresh my memory, see if it was how I sort of remembered it. And it's good to watch things a second time and see. And yeah, for me, once again, watching that fight, the right man got the decision in Alexander Usyk. And it was a fight that kind of ebbed and flowed. And I think for me, just on a whole, watching it, what I saw was that the game plan of Alexander Usyk ultimately is what prevailed in that fight because Alexander Usyk was coming after Tyson Fury all night long from the word go, from the first bell. He was after Tyson Fury. He was coming forward, pushing Tyson Fury back throughout pretty much the entirety of the fight. Looking at it, I think the commentaries, some of them, at least one of them, I think Mannix gave Fury round three or something like that, and then gave Usyk the first two. But for me, watching it, you got to give those 3 rounds to Usyk, those first 3 rounds, because Usyk was outlanding Fury. I mean, Fury did have his pockets of success, but the problem was in between when he's having his successes, Usyk is still punching. Usyk is still landing on him, and still sort of having his way with him. So it's like, as much as, yeah, we can say there were some highlights and Fury held the ropes, he showed off and stuff, and he did land some big shots. But it's like in between those successes, Usyk is still coming forward and he's still landing on Fury. He's still able to counter Fury, and he's still able, like the overall pattern of those rounds and the fight in its entirety was kind of in Usyk's favor, because Fury was constantly having to move around the ring, having to move his shoulder, having to go to the corners, having to move his feet to sort of try and get some space between himself and Usyk, because Usyk was just all over him. He was just on him like a rash. And then you had those middle rounds, sort of 6 and 7, where Fury did have some good success. He landed some good uppercuts, and he definitely, for my money, hurt Usyk. But even in those spaces, once again, you saw Fury hurting Usyk with like these single shots of these little 1-2 combinations he was landing. But then as he's landing his combinations and hurting Usyk, he wasn't really following up on those combinations. He was landing those shots, and it was like he was satisfied just to sort of hurt Usyk and then step back and go back to his movement, and then Usyk goes after him again, presses him again, and then sometimes he was able to hurt Usyk again and whatnot. But Fury wasn't really following up on the power shots that he was landing. It was almost as if he kind of knew that, well, I'm not going to get this man out of here, so I'm just going to score my points. I'm going to do my damage, and even with my power shots, I'm going to hurt this man, and then I'm going to just sort of leave him alone. I'm going to step back, and Usyk, in his part, to give him credit, much as he did get caught, he just kept following Tyson Fury about and just kept still putting that pressure on with his feet. It's like there were some occasions in the fight where he had to back up because he was hurt, and he had to take a breather and stuff. But the problem was, for Tyson Fury's part, he wasn't really able to, or he didn't want to, capitalize on those opportunities where Usyk was hurt and Usyk had to step back. And for me, I think that if Tyson Fury is to win this fight, the rematch, a lot of the key is going to be in sort of pushing Usyk back, because I think, as much as I'm favouring Usyk to win this rematch, I think if you can possibly push Usyk back, I think that him being pushed onto the back foot and being forced to sort of work at distance, and if you're a Tyson Fury, 6'9", and you can keep Usyk at the end of your punches and make Usyk struggle to get near to you, I think that those sorts of things are going to be keys to victory if Tyson Fury is to win the fight. Because I think what he was doing in the first fight, just sort of moving around and stuff, that was taking a lot of energy from him. And as he's moving backwards, that was giving Alexander Usyk the opportunity to sort of land as Fury's going backwards, because Fury leaned back a lot, and then Usyk lands with his sort of overhand left and stuff like that. So I think the main areas where there was some discomfort with Alexander Usyk were, sometimes when he'd get hit to the body, you could see he was tapping himself and saying, "Hey, that's low, that's low." But also when Tyson Fury sort of pushed him back, lands a power shot, and then Usyk had to step back and he had to think and he had to walk about and stuff. And I think for Fury in this one, I'm not saying I think he can do it, but I think if he is to win this fight, I think a big part of what he's got to do is put pressure on Usyk. And I think that jab that he throws, rather than a sort of flicking jab where you're just flicking it trying to score the point, I think he's got to stiffen up that jab and make that jab kind of a hard jab. You know what I mean? Where you're when Usyk's trying to make his way in, because Usyk's gonna have to get close to you. What Fury's got to do is kind of make it a hard, stiff jab, where even if he jabs Usyk to his chest or whatever, even that, a hard, stiff jab to the chest every time Usyk tries to come in. And I reckon the old trick of, it's not even a trick, but the old thing that you learn when you first learn to box, doubling up the jab and sort of stepping in with the first one, then stepping in again with the second one. For me, I think things like that would be sort of keys to victory for Tyson Fury. I think the jab is a very important weapon, because if he can sort of make Usyk have to think before he comes in, if he can discourage Usyk from coming in with a good solid jab, then I think that's something that will make Usyk now have to recalculate and have to rethink what he's doing. And I think something like that will be key for a Tyson Fury. As for Usyk, I think Usyk's got to again fight a similar fight to what he did last time, but obviously he's got to be watchful for the lead right uppercuts that Tyson Fury throws. He's got to defend those better, because you did again. Those were shots that he did take flush and stuff, and those were shots that visibly stunned him and did hurt him. So he's got to watch out for those uppercuts. But otherwise, generally the game plan he was using of getting close to Tyson Fury, moving his head on the way in, coming with the left hand that kind of loops over Tyson Fury's guard, that sort of stuff can work again. I think for Usyk it's very important that he goes to the body once again from the word go, because that worked very well for him in the last fight. The fact, he was able to, especially especially the first 3 rounds, Usyk was very clever at working the body of Tyson Fury. Sometimes he'd just give that straight right jab to the body. Sometimes he'd go upstairs with the jab and then throw the left hand to the body. But that body work again is going to be very important, because you want to slow Tyson Fury down. He's a bigger man than you. You want to get his hands down. You want to get him close to you. You want to work the body so that you can come upstairs. And I think that for Usyk, that's going to be the key, really. Keep, again, the same sort of game plan he had last time. Put the pressure on Tyson Fury with your feet. Make Tyson Fury have to work 3 minutes of every round. And I think things of that nature is what would be the keys to victory for Alexander Usyk. To keep putting that foot pressure on Tyson Fury, because that works. That's going to tire out your opponent. And as I said, the body shots and then the left hands that come over the top. And of course, the jab as well is also a key weapon, especially as a southpaw. And again, he can utilize the jab to the body, the right jab to the body, and then you can go down to the body and then come up with the jab to the head. And what he's got to do, for me, he's got to push Tyson Fury back. As much as I think for Fury to win, Fury's got to push him back. I think for Usyk, as he's the smaller man, he's got to sort of push Tyson Fury back and keep that constant pressure on Tyson Fury, work Tyson Fury's body, and mix up, vary up your shots, go down to the body with the left hand like he did, but then bring it over the top again. And things of that nature, for me, are what what can win Alexander Usyk the fight. And I think going by the first fight, for me, my pick is for Alexander Usyk to repeat and to beat Tyson Fury once again, because I think in that first fight we saw moments of crisis for both men. We saw Alexander Usyk get hurt, and we saw how he responded by, he got hurt with some good shots, and he got discouraged, and it looked like he was complaining. But then we saw him, even after that fact, go after Tyson Fury and then create his own moment where he was able to near enough stop Tyson Fury in the ninth round. And I think he showed tremendous resilience. And I think as much as this fight will have taken a lot out of both fighters, I think Alexander Usyk will go into it full of confidence, knowing that he's beat this man before, and he will have felt the power of Tyson Fury. And for me, I just think, as much as both are exceptional boxers, for me, I just think Alexander Usyk is the slightly better fighter. I just think Alexander Usyk is the better fighter, and really for that reason, I'm picking Alexander Usyk. And I think the fact that he's done it before, when there was gonna sort of an element of surprise with Tyson Fury, when before he, obviously before he hadn't been in the ring with Tyson Fury. And I think now that he's been in the ring with Tyson Fury, I don't think there's much that Fury can bring to surprise Alexander Usyk. And for me, I just think Alexander Usyk is gonna win again, most likely on points, but possibly via stoppage. Let me know what your thoughts are and who you have winning this fight. Will it be a repeat for Usyk, as I think, or will it be revenge for Tyson Fury? Let me know your thoughts, and until next time, it's MKO Pugilism, over and out.